Good morning. Welcome back to Team Pajamas and happy Halloween Eve. Oh, this looks black. There we go. Today's tea is Cotton Candyman by Brutaliteas. And this has butter. Yeah, I need some tea. Butterfly pea flower, blue raspberry flavoring, sugar-free cotton candy flavored powder. Huh. So basically, this is an herbal tea made with flowers, raspberry flavored cotton, butterfly peas, blue raspberry flavor, and cotton candy. Yeah, it's all fluffy. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons per 8 ounces of water and steep 3 minutes at 185 degrees. And those of you who are horror movie aficionados, unlike me who watch every once in a while, you will get the movie reference. Look at that lovely shade of blue. I moved it this way so I could have more lighting. I didn't want to be blocking the light, from So let's see how this tastes. It's supposed to taste like blue cotton candy. It tastes like blue raspberry. Well, blue raspberry is raspberry dyed blue. You know what would make it taste more like cotton candy? I'm going to pause for a second and add some honey to this. I'm back. It didn't change. I used regular honey. I have Italian wildflower honey I bought at TJ Maxx, which I'm using, well, quite a lot in tea, but I didn't want that to overpower this because with the Italian wildflower honey I got from TJ, you can taste the flowers, and we want to taste the tea. The honey adds honey, obviously the smell of honey, that kind of sugar might work better for this, but I don't keep white sugar in the apartment. Mm. But the sweetness of the honey brings out the cotton candy. Because to me, it wasn't quite tasting like cotton candy because it wasn't sweet. So if you want a cotton candy experience, to feel like you're drinking cotton candy, put just a little bit of your favorite sweetener. Not enough to kill the flavor of the butterfly pea flowers and the raspberry and cotton candy flavor. Mmm. This is good. This is good. Yeah. Mmm. Definitely a hit. If I remember to get onto Vintage Horror Club, I might have to recommend this one. It's definitely a hit. It's good without the sweetener. But like I said, to make it feel like you're drinking cotton candy, you need just a little bit. I'd put about a teaspoon of honey in there. Might have been a bit much because up front, the honey stole the show. then it backed down and melded in with the other flavors. Ah, that's definitely it. Oh, yes, the eyebrows. First, the cat, my dress that I wear as a nightshirt, and the eyebrows. I had planned something for Halloween that involved shaving my eyebrows and repainting them to go along with the floral and bat headband that I like to wear periodically at work on World Goth Day. Um, and the outfit I picked out was my pants that I bought online with the ruffles on the bottom, the bloomer pants, and a vintage dress that has sleeves that echo the ruffle pattern of the pants. But due to the fact that I'm eating cheaply and not healthy right now, and also have been stress eating since I moved out here and I hadn't worn the dress since before I moved, I've picked up some weight, which I need to dispatch of as quickly as possible. So long story short, the black ruffly outfit that I've worn before at my other store is not wearable right now. So I instead opted to go with my celestial looking top, which I hardly ever wear because it looks like a long john top, and I don't like form fitting clothes no matter how much I weigh because just I'm not pleased with my overall shape even when I do lose weight. Um, I'm going to put that with leggings that have a similar, well, yoga pants that have a similar pattern, and then put a skirt over the top because the whole concept is too skin tight for me. If I could find my torrid skirt, which is in a tote in the closet probably, I would wear that, except for the fact that I'm really not terribly motivated to find the skirt. I more or less know where it is, but it's too short even with the pants. So, and yes, my mohawk is growing out. The long parts on the down here are the parts that were supposed to be in the middle, and then like here around my ears on the sides, that's the part that was the actual mohawk. And this was supposed to be part of the mohawk. It looks like little antennas. That was part of the middle. In the middle was like it was. You saw it. It was like here, and then it gradually went doot, 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 and then it got to about here, and I'm like, and it was all crooked. And I'm like, no, 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 I can't pull this back into a proper ponytail because I'm a weirdo. I like to. I don't spike my mohawk because I cultivated the length. As you know, over the years, I let the middle get longer and longer. And if I were to spike it, it would be like a good foot or two. And it's varying lengths now because some of this got nicked. So anyway, I think maybe I'll surprise you guys. Maybe by next Halloween, maybe I will have it shaved off again, or maybe I will have glorious headdresses and I won't mind having long hair again. Because my shoulders aren't bothering me as much as they were, which is good. Which was the impetus for doing the mohawk in the first place, and then I just decided I was going to keep it. And I was thinking about being that old lady with a mohawk until my mohawk got destroyed. So I may still at some point become that old lady with the mohawk once again. Like in my picture. Um but for the time being, once his hair gets to a decent look to where I can do a decent hairstyle with it not being a mohawk, then I will entertain changing my thumbnail. But I don't know if I will. Because my face will still be my face. My hair will just be different. I had originally taken down the one where I was the voodoo queen because um, somebody said, "Well, you don't look like that all the time. You need to be more over the top." Like, and they cited other names. And I came back with, "Hey, sometimes when I get a package after work, I'm too excited to put on a whole bunch of makeup. I just want to dive in and open the package and share it with you." That kind of quieted them down. Some people you have to entice with immediate gratification. So they can either have immediate gratification like I can because that's I kind of need that perk, if I had a long day at work. I'm expecting a package, and it comes. I'm like, yes, we're gonna open this like right now and videotape, not videotape, record. Open it right now, record right now, so I can open it right now because I need that boost to cheer me up. So anyway, that's my bed's. No, that's my door. My bed space. My bed space is that way. So yeah, that's my door. I did find the sheer panel we had in the bedroom at my apartment in Albuquerque. It's not wide enough for a standard patio door. So I have it on half, and I put it on the half that's recessed, where the door that opens slides into the track. Yeah, I've got it tacked above the frame so that the glass can slide behind the curtain when I open the door. And it blocks some of the cold air because of the fact that there's probably not a lot of insulation in this because it is a garage attic. And as you've seen, there is insulation sitting on top of that closet, which I need to have somebody throw away. At some point, if I end up living in this for the next 4 years like I did my last place and the place before that, I'm not going to want to sit there and stare at a pile of insulation, so therefore I need to find somebody to get rid of that. And if I have to, maybe have somebody change that curtain. Oh, I'm out of tea. On the that by that curtain, let me clarify. That's on the giant sheet of styrofoam, which is being used as insulation to keep the draft from the garage out of the apartment and also to block it so that whoever lives in this apartment cannot get into the garage, which is good for security reasons and bad for fire safety. So I have one means in and out of my apartment, which is that door. So anyway, other than that, it's not bad. It could use some work, but the landlord is elderly, and I'm used to places that need work. So it's a place to be, and it's not bad. You know, the extra exit and the flooring aside, all in all, I like it. I had thought about using the dressing table, dressing the vanity built in the closet as a crafting space, but then I got to thinking that doesn't have enough counter space because there's also a sink there. So I suppose I could, if I had the money, I could put a board of some sort over that and cover the sink to have more space. That would work. Then I need another chair because the chair I'm sitting on is the chair that belongs with that vanity. I had another chair, but a friend of mine sat in it. I believe I told you that story already. He sat in it while he was resting while we were um, moving my things, sitting at the old apartment. And he sat in the chair and it broke. It went down to the floor with him on it. Splat. So he felt bad, had a bruised butt. But other than that, then yeah, he's got a story to tell. So anyway, there are some things I could do. Things I want to order. There are lots of things I want to order. But my credit card bill, for no real reason, has gone up for next month, even though I'm only using the advances. I may have used the advance too much on one of them because, like I've said before, it's a pain in the butt when you're using a card, and the card goes through. It authorizes, so you think, oh, I still have some cash advance left, and then you get a thing in the mail saying that you're over your limit, but they allowed it to go through. Why would they do that? That just makes things harder for people like me who have a hard time remembering. without writing notes as to how much advance I have on my cards so that I don't spend over that amount. Yeah, so anyway, there's that. And and like I said, I didn't think I had that much money for groceries this month, and then it turned out I had more money for groceries than I thought I did. However, I screwed up and accidentally spent 1 day's worth of cab fare, which means I have a little extra for groceries, but not a whole lot because of the way things are now. I have maybe a couple days worth of stuff to get me from the gap between this week and next week when I get groceries. And I did that over time. Made a couple different trips during the not trips, but purchases during the course of the middle of the month, the end of the month, about the time of my second paycheck. So basically, I used some of the money from my second paycheck and a little bit that I had that I didn't know I was going to have left from groceries, but I overspent by a day. So now, yeah, I have to recoup that. So I'm going to owe extra when I go to the grocery store for the month next week. But I am hoping, claws crossed, that I will have enough of an advance to where I can use one of my credit cards as opposed to my debit card. And yes, I still haven't paid off the credit cards from all those magnificent hauls from Albuquerque, which I no longer have. So yes, I put the cart before the horse. I was shopping for a house I was hoping to get. Never do that. Wait till you have the house first. And have reliable people to help you move. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, because of that, I'm still making payments on things I don't own. So therefore, to wrap that up in a nice little bow, I'm saying all that to say I may or may not be able to do a bigger. Well, I won't be able to do a big grocery run. I won't. I might have to do a smaller grocery run than I was planning, unless I can find a way to not use my debit card to pay the cab company. So anyway, stay tuned to see what I can do in my another mini grocery haul. And Friday you'll get to see my plan B for my Halloween costume, which I will wear here. I might have to refresh the makeup a bit. It won't be the most spectacular spooky thing you've seen. I've done better over the years, but I've been lacking in motivation lately. And yes, lacking in motivation. The quest for a house, it wore me down a bit, and things that happened during the pandemic, and all that good happy stuff. So I'm still in some ways I'm on some of those things I'm still mentally digging myself out. So yes, I did do the purple witch. I did. Well, the third eye blind fell flat, and I blame myself for that one because I put eyeshadow on it. People couldn't tell what it was. They thought I had a giant beetle or something crawling on my forehead. Note to self: if you draw an eyelid, make sure you put good definition in it so that people can tell it's an eyelid, even if you put eyeshadow on it. Or better yet, just go ahead and skip the third eye blind mom or dad joke because the majority of people won't get it anyway. And if you're drawing mushrooms on your face, please remember to use extra liner, around the edges for definition to make them stand out more because otherwise they look flat and people will mistake them for bruises. Yes. We'll see what kind of thing I come up with this time. Like I said, I'm doing something with my eyebrows. I'm not going to say what. Anyway, stay tuned. So yes, Halloween, I have some treats. None of them savory, all of them sweet. I made a little bit of a rhyme there. And I will show you some of the treats, and then I will, to keep the video relatively short, as you know, my Halloween videos tend to run a little long. I will do a review of the wine and the beer for those of you who have not seen my reviews on either one in the past. And I will also do a review of the caramel pumpkin candy and the pie slices. So it's going to be as much fun as I can make it. And since we're doing it on a table instead of the breakfast bar, well, in my old place in Albuquerque, we did things on a table, so it'll be more like that. I will have to find a way to show you. I'm not going to do, excuse me, a full party layout, I don't think this time. I'm just going to put a few sweets on a plate and leave the two that I'm going to review in their packaging. So it's not going to be as, excuse me, hiccups. Stress. It won't be as extravagant in the layout as I usually do or used to do, but it'll be meager, and I will put out some for you to see. And I'm gonna let you go so I can get rid of these hiccups. Yes. Consider this your blooper. If you like these rambly videos, hiccups and all, hit the thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit the bell once. If you want to have notifications, hit the bell a second time. And then you will be up to date as to when I'm going to post another video. This week it'll be just the tea review for Cotton Candyman, and next week we will have a small grocery haul and another tea review. So you will have 2 videos next week and just the one this week. So you will know what's going on. And Lilo has decided not to run in front of the camera this time. She's being a window cat. She's soaking up the heat from the fake pipe lamp because it's kind of chilly in here. I've got it set at 68, similar to when I was at my apartment in Albuquerque. And at my last place, I had it at 72. No, 72? I think I did have it at 72. Because it was too cold for my bones. It was a moist cold, moist heat. Because of the radiator. I was trying to say radiator and radiant heat at the same time, and it came up with some weird word. Anyway, yes, I'm going past what I was going to do for a closing. Yeah, stuff like this. You will be notified of all the rambling nonsense. Yes. I will save the PSAs for next week when we do the liquor haul. I'm just going to say, stay safe this week. There's a lot going on, and just be extra careful this Halloween. And enjoy the fall weather. The trees are changing color if you're living somewhere where you have changeable seasons. So enjoy that. And if you're in the mood, have a nice cup of tea. Again, this was Cotton Candyman by Brutaliteas. Find them on Instagram and Facebook, and you can also find them online as well. But it's sometimes easier with them to go through their Facebook into the shop. You're more likely to get a app-friendly version of their website. So that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you next video when I will be dressed as an unknown entity of some kind, most likely partially alive and partially dead, and slightly magical. I love you guys. Bye now. Oh, I almost forgot because I said I was going to do this every time. Speaking of magical, remember to take care of the cryptids, the shapeshifters, skinwalkers, selkies, etc., you know. And of course, the other classic monsters like the werewolves as well, the werebeasts, mythical creatures, like I said, um, because they need extra care right now, because they need protection and love, and they need to know that they are safe. Always remind them how special they are. I love you all. I'll see you in monsters and other creatures next time. Bye now.